Hello and welcome to the Hot Dog and a Handshake Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Jayden and Joining me here at Sound Peak Audio in Development in Topeka, Kansas, is my co-host, Shane Price. Shane, how you doing this week?
Well, I've been better this week, knowing last week's events, but it's whatever.
Has not been the best week. Jolka, how you doing?
I'm doing really good.
All right, Joka's here as well. So for our collar and elbow question, Shane had it this time. I'll have you introduce it.
So this is based on a Twitter post I saw, I'm going to say a few weeks ago, where it's kind of like a Mount Rushmore, but more extreme. This is take all the wrestling history, and I guess the future as well. You can only take 4 wrestlers' match catalog, and that's it. If you're going to a deserted island, you can take only these 4 guys. Who are they?
Tong Johnson from the year 2046.
He knows the future.
He knows the future. Do you want to? Who do you want to?
So I guess we'll just go one round.
Okay.
My first pick was Jon Moxley.
Okay.
This is it is variety. Death matches, check. WWE, check. AEW, check. GCW, check. Bloodsport, check. New Japan, check.
Yeah.
The variety pick is there.
Okay, my first, I just had to get my favorite wrestler, so I just went with Rey Mysterio, number 1. He's also a good variety pick because you get AAA, ECW, WCW, WWE, Lucha Underground, a couple New Japan matches, all kinds of indie stuff from that era. So that's what I went. Rey Mysterio for my first pick.
My first pick is going to be the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Can't go wrong with Shawn Michaels,
I
absolutely.
mean, it's just a long career, so nothing bad there. My second pick, I'm going to go with more of a less variety pick here, just more of a quality over quantity work here. Kenta Kobashi. One of those guys where I don't get tired watching his matches.
He is awesome. Yeah.
He's really good. So it was a smart pick for me.
So my first pick, I went favorite wrestler. My second pick, I wanted to make sure I could still watch my favorite match, which is CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy from SummerSlam 2009. And so comparing their careers and just who I like more, I went with CM Punk. I liked that I'd be able to go back and watch Ring of Honor, and then of course his whole WWE career and his AEW stuff. Watch all that. So CM Punk is mine. What would be number 2 for you?
Mr. 420, Rob Van Dam.
It's a good pick. Good pick. Get ECW and TNA in there. A little variety.
And I get to see him stomp Cena over and over and over.
My third pick was a little more tough at this point in time. I was thinking. Eddie Guerrero. You got that 2002 indie run. You got that 95 AAA, WCW, WWE. Solid picks there.
Yeah. Definitely got to get somebody from the WCW Cruiserweight division. Like, got to be able to watch some of that stuff.
Yeah, easily.
So, again, I just kept with my favorites. My favorite feud of all time, I think, is Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa in NXT. So I took Gargano so I could watch all that. I could watch all the stuff with Cole. And there's an indie catalog that I haven't really gotten into personally that I could go back and look at. So went with Johnny Gargano third.
Number 3, snap it to a Slim Jim. Ooh, yeah.
It's fair.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
That's kind of like Kenta Kobashi, quantity over quality.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah, that's really one of those. My fourth pick, it was really tough. I wanted to pick like a Cena type guy or an Orton type guy because those matches are important. I decided I wanted CM Punk. You know, that same thing as you, the indie scene, but also keeping Money in the Bank 2011, keeping WrestleMania 28, keeping that Raw match. It made too much sense to me.
And my fourth, I was looking for longevity and variety, and I think I had to go Sting. I get Surfer Sting stuff. I get the Crow Sting with WCW in the late 90s, TNA, little dip into WWE, which I probably wouldn't visit much considering what I have here, but eventually you run out of stuff, so I'd go into that. And then AEW, his matches in AEW. And so I get to watch that Darby Allin Glass spot as much as I want.
That's fair. That's a good point.
So
I agree.
I'm going to go with Sting as my fourth.
I'm going to go with that limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling dealing son of a gun, 16-time heavyweight champion of the world, nature boy, Ric Flair.
I mean, Flair's got some really good matches in this catalog.
With some very wide range of opponents with Ric Flair.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right,
Also,
so
you get Ric Flair's last match, which is
With the Shawn, with the
where
Not
he had 2
not
strokes.
Shawn Michaels, but the one
Not
where
Shawn.
he nearly died.
Jeff
The Andrade,
fucking Jarrett
Jeff
and
Jarrett
Andrade, dude.
and Jay Lethal. Was that the other one? Yeah.
During that match, Flair had 2 strokes, and he didn't know it.
Yeah.
I believe that.
I believe that. Okay, so recap, Shane. Your 4 were
It was Punk, Moxley, Kenta Kobashi, and the third one was Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero. Okay, so my 4 were Rey Mysterio, CM Punk, Johnny Gargano, and Sting. In Jolka,
I was Shawn Michaels.
RVD, I think.
Oh,
was
yeah.
second.
Shawn Michaels, RVD, Ric Flair, and the Macho Man Randy Savage.
So I think all pretty good picks. There's a lot of ways you can go with this.
Yeah, I mean,
As I was thinking, I think Chris Jericho would be an awesome pick for this.
What do you think, Shane?
I mean, I don't like him now. I don't like him now. I like 90s Jericho.
But like you get
yeah,
the
you get
beginnings
a
of
lot.
AAA, you get ECW,
Stampede.
WCW Stampede, the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression,
Japan.
his later WWE run with like Kevin Owens. You get New
Right.
Japan, AEW. Chris Jericho's been there for like everything.
You get the rust. You get
He's just always there.
you get the
Yeah, he
Super J
stops
Cup,
to do music for a few months or like
Yeah.
a year, and then he's back.
and you
Yeah.
get the Fozzie's box set.
I
Like
don't. Yeah, the Jericho Cruise.
you get a big venue in Jericho
You
Cruise.
get Talk is Jericho.
Oh man, we should get Shane a ticket to the Jericho Cruise and
Oh
just
my
watch
God.
how mad he gets.
Make him
I
know and
don't
report
not
back.
like Red Jericho. I just like how him as a wrestler.
Yeah, that is true. It would actually probably be more fun than you think
Like-
because he'd just get to go to like a bunch of like concerts and wrestling shows, and comedy shows, and like just drink on a boat for like a week.
But when he gets there, he finds out we didn't get him tickets. He's just an intern for Chris
Oh, he has
Jericho.
to work.
Oh, that's terrible.
All right, on to the news of the week. Nothing much happening in AEW, so we're gonna go right to WWE. There have been many WWE ID announcements. Some semi-notable indie names. The one I want to talk about is Cappuccino Jones. Not only is that one of the best wrestling names I've heard, he is billed from Coffeyville, Kansas, which is down in southeast Kansas.
Let's go. Shout
It's
out Coffeyville.
one of my high school's like rival schools, Fields Kinley High School.
It's my roommate's hometown. It's crazy. Just
Yeah.
so crazy.
So
It
Cappuccino
was
Jones.
the last time everyone was expected in this.
Yeah. There's also a guy named Ice Williams, and I think Cappuccino Jones and Ice Williams should be a tag team called Cold Brew.
Don't forget. Don't forget Jack.
I'm about to
Cartwheel.
say some of the bigger names: Jack Cartwheel, Zeta Steel. Who else were some bigger names?
Zara Zakur.
Zarzakir. So some semi-big indie names.
I think the biggest is probably Jack Cartwheel though.
Probably Jack
right
Cartwheel.
now.
Yeah.
The Marigold. She worked for Marigold. This is the first one. I forgot her name.
That's
But she is billed as being scouted from Combat Zone Wrestling, which was the last place I ever would have expected somebody to be scouted from WWE's CZW.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is gonna be cool. I think Zilla Fatu has to be announced soon.
I thought I could have sworn to God he would be the one on Sunday at Reality Wrestling, but he wasn't. That I think was the most surprising part was that because he's their champ. He has like 3 belts, by the way. Fourth row, hard.
There's also, I found out there's another Anoa'i. He goes by L.A. Smooth. It's Lloyd Anoa'i.
Yeah, he's I don't know if he still wrestles.
I think maybe I don't know.
There's Journey for another lesser known one. Journey for
I
two.
just discovered like the 60th Anoa'i. So
There's like a Noah's and Fatus who will never be signed because of how they wrestle. I.e. Journey for two. Zilla, if he keeps going down this path of death matches.
yeah. So we'll see.
It's hard not to go down a path of death matches. It's like a rabbit hole of what can I do worse than last time.
I mean, you know
Hey,
what?
Darby Allin's made a career out of it.
That's a good point.
Absolutely.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. I think Darby Allin said in an interview this week, like he said, I've never said no to an idea, but I've had people have to tell me no.
Yeah,
Because he just brings too crazy of ideas.
Straight up, I would love as a fever dream to see Darby in like a tournament survival or like an NGI.
I just want to see what would happen if we put Darby and Ilya Dragunov in the ring together.
Oh
Because those are the
my
two people
God.
who care about their own safety the least in all of wrestling. Like Ilya Dragunov will throw himself at you head first. He doesn't even care if he gets a concussion.
Torpedo Moscow through glass plane right into his head to head contact.
Yeah. Yeah. They wrestle They wrestle like they don't want to wrestle ever again.
They wrestle like it's 2001 and we haven't discovered what a concussion really is.
Yeah. Other WWE news, a couple of show announcements. Elimination Chamber 2025 will be on March 1st in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Compared to Perth and compared to like Saudi,
Montreal, like
even
Montreal was way cooler because like they don't go to Toronto's basically
Toronto
America.
is practically like America too.
Yeah.
So it's not as special. It's not as special as like Montreal, Saudi. Place where Sami Zayn can go and get a big pop.
Where should this have been, and why is it Arena Mexico?
Dude.
An Elimination Chamber in Arena Mexico, dude, in Mexico City?
Well, if they work at AAA, so it would have to be wherever they run in Mexico City.
Oh, okay, but still.
Triple Mania, baby.
Elimination Chamber Mexico, I think, would have been an awesome idea. And then NXT Deadline will be December 7th. That's my favorite NXT show of the year. I love the whole Iron Survival concept. It's incredible. So I'm really looking forward to that.
So you were saying that Elimination Chamber in Mexico would be great, where we erect this giant steel wall that nobody can get in or out of.
I didn't think about it. I just think Mexico has cool wrestling venues.
Arena Mexico Backlash.
Backlash Mexico. I like that.
Or actually, you know what? San Juan goes insane, and they have a history of like doing like cage matches and stuff.
Oh, that would be cool.
Chamber San Juan.
Chamber in Puerto Rico, back to Puerto Rico, because that Backlash in Puerto Rico was awesome.
All joking aside,
getting Bad Bunny in an Elimination Chamber would be incredible.
That really would. All joking aside, though, Mexico's got some great wrestling fans. It's probably a really good spot to hold.
Yeah, a big show. Yeah.
I mean, Backlash is becoming this big show.
Yeah, it's becoming like a big, like internationally touring show, which is kind of cool.
Imagine like
it's got like its own gimmick now. It's like, oh, Backlash. What country is it going to be in this year?
It's like Ray versus Santos Escobar main eventing Backlash Mexico.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So yeah, and then Adam Pearce says that WWE will be honoring the New Day's 10-year anniversary with a special episode of Raw.
Goodbye, New Day.
I was just about to
New Day
say,
goodbye, New Day.
it's about,
Big E will probably be there.
he'll be the guy that, what did you do?
No. Xavier's going to turn on Big E.
Yeah. Hear me out. New Day versus the Usos with Big E as the special ref.
If they don't
Or
bring up the
Big
New
E
Day,
is just like on commentary. Either one. I think Big E on commentary for the whole night would be hilarious.
yeah, and actually, you know what? Oh, I'm right. You're right.
I think that'd be great.
Biggie's commentary is great.
Yeah, Big E is. I love Big E. So
Big E guest booker. He books Otis versus.
who else should be involved in the New Day's 10-year anniversary? I think Sheamus has to be on there somewhere because of the bar stuff. Obviously, you can't get Claudio. But
Any big tag like
Triple H, because they got him to even start dancing.
Triple H because he likes putting himself on screen.
right? Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see. I'm trying to even think of who, because you can't get Bryan Danielson as big a part as he was at Kofi Mania.
Maybe Jey Uso.
I think the match
Usos together.
it should be the Usos versus the New Day one more time as like the match on the show.
That really would be a great
Or
match.
like, and there should be some sort of like, I don't know, maybe Judgment Day should actually defend their tag team titles against somebody. Crazy idea, I know that's crazy.
That's never
To
gonna happen.
suggest.
You know that, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Something I'm excited for. Also,
Wait, I
the
forgot.
Raw logo should be pink the entire episode.
Pink and blue.
Pink and blue. Pink and blue Raw.
Did you play 2K20?
Was that the really bad one?
Yeah.
I played it probably for like a month and a half. I really tried to give it a shot, and then I just went back to 2K19.
There's a New Day arena in there.
Okay, I don't remember
That's
that. but
like
yeah.
pink and like has unicorn and stuff. Let's bring that into
Reality,
reality.
that would be really cool. Yeah. Just every fan gets a box of Bootios.
Every concession stand only sells booty.
Only sells Bootios. It's the only concession you can get.
Xavier Woods has the pony stick.
Oh.
He hits a button and boom, fire clubs. It's just fireball in someone's face.
Bootios and pancakes.
Yeah. And foam trombones.
And foam trombone.
They have had one hell of a marketing campaign.
The
Like-
New Day are awesome. I think I
That's
had like
what-
3 or 4 New Day shirts as a
I
kid.
couldn't imagine regardless of how much merch they make and sell.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I never thought they'd break up, but here we are. We have a bunch of Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty announcements to go through.
We do.
So Shane, first, Jon Moxley will be sending an emissary for a match with Shota Umino at Wrestle Dynasty. Probably one of the Death Riders. Who would you like to see it be?
Pac.
So I think Pac is the crazy pick. Claudio is the safe pick. And I think Wheeler Yuta is the best storyline pick.
Layla Hirsch.
Layla Hirsch. What?
Marina Shafir.
Marina Shafir, yeah. So I don't know. I just think that would be... I think personally I would probably want to see Claudio the most. But I think Claudio is just the one I like the most. So
Right, yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, Shota and Pac would put on a great match. And then Shota and Wheeler Yuta as like the prodigies of Moxley.
Here's
at it.
Here's the thing. At some point, Shota's gonna get that Naito type run in the Indies or an excursion, where he turns heel. And what better place to do that than the Death Riders?
Do you think he starts Death Riders Japan?
That kind of rule.
Like he tries to take over
He
New
just
Japan.
he just takes over in house torture matches.
Yeah,
Beats the shit out of Evil every week, dude. I'd be here for that.
We'll also be getting Konosuke Takeshita versus Shingo Takagi. No word if this is for either title.
It's for both.
It's for both titles?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, for the international title and the Never Openweight title, I imagine Takeshita wins. And then the winner
will face
Tomohiro Ishii on Wrestle Dynasty the next day. So, I'm thinking Takeshita wins and faces Ishii.
It should be Shibata versus Ishii, but I'll take what I can get.
I think we can get... David Finlay has issued an open challenge for Wrestle Dynasty. Who would you like to see answer that?
I feel like this has to be Jay White.
Yeah.
It's an unanswered match that should have happened last year.
I like that. And then finally here, Yota Tsuji versus Jack Perry. This is hard for you.
This isn't for a title. This is the issue.
Oh, it's not for the team.
No, it's not. It's a special single match. To me, what's the point?
The point is Yota Tsuji's going to win.
You're right. Correct. Fingers crossed. But it also kind of seems like that Jack Perry is going to lose that belt.
Or maybe he loses it to Daniel Garcia.
That's what I meant.
Coming up.
That's what I meant. He's loses to Daniel Garcia or in World's End. So.
Yep. So, overall, how are you feeling about those match announcements? Plus, we had Tanahashi versus Evil. We already know what's happening.
Tanahashi was the worst one right now. Mm-hmm. I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with the
Takeshita
Jack Perry match, I guess.
Shingo is very exciting. And then
Takeshita Ishii is really exciting.
The most interesting for me right now is just like the Shota match because who's it going to be kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I guess the same thing goes for David Finlay. Oh, also, I forgot to write it down. Ricochet and Zack Sabre Jr. official for Dynasty, I believe. Because who's Zach facing? Do we know who Zach's facing at Kingdom?
No, we don't.
Not yet. But Tsuji has he has a Dynasty match. So Tsuji could still be the Kingdom opponent, which I think is the best option.
It is.
So, you want to pick our tag league teams?
I believe we shall.
All right, so New Japan World Tag League is coming up. We have the teams announced 99% because there's one mystery partner. So we'll see.
Isn't
Shane,
it Bullet Club again?
No, it's Alex Zane's partner. We don't know who's going to be Alex Zane's partner.
Ninja Mac.
So Block A for this tournament. If you're not familiar with these, New Japan runs 4 major round robin tournaments each year, and what we do is we each pick a guy from different blocks of the tournaments, and we kind of watch just our guy and follow just our guy as if we were following a sports team, because it's kind of ridiculous to try to watch all of these matches. So we just kind of pick a guy and focus on that. For this one, we're doing the World Tag League. This is their big tag team tournament. In the A block, we have Bishamon, multi-time tag champions, Haruki Goto and Yoshihashi. Representing the Bullet Club, we have Chase Owens and Kenta. We have the team of Shota Umino and Tomoaki Hanma. From United Empire, we have Jeff Cobb and Callum Newman. As I mentioned earlier, we have Alex Zane and a mystery partner. From LIJ, we have Shingo Takagi and Yota Tsuji. From Team DK, we have Zack Sabre Jr. and Ryohei Oiwa. And from the War Dogs, we have Gabe Kidd and Sonata. So that is your A block. Going over to the B block, starting with United Empire, we have the tag team champions, Great O'Khan and Hanare. We have, representing just 4 guys, Taka Michinoku and Taichi. From Team DK, we have Shane Hayes and Mikey Nichols, the former tag champs. From LIJ, Tetsuya Naito and Hiromu Takahashi. We have the team of Hiroshi Tanahashi and Yado. And then we have the Natural Classics. This is a team I'm not familiar with. Their names are Tome and Stevie Phillip. With Toru Yano and Bolton Oleg, 2/3 of the Never 1.6-man champions. And then we have House of Tortures, Ren Narita, and Evil. So, Shane, I got the first pick for the Super Junior Tag League, which means you get the first pick for the World Tag League. Who are you taking? Who's your favorite team in this whole tournament?
I know I just lost the belt, but I'm going to go with TMDK.
You're going to Team DK. So you're going to be watching the B block, Shane Haston, Mikey Nichols. All right, that limits me here. I got Bishamon. Bullet Club's interesting.
I just gave you Bishamon. You should be glad.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, Bishamon's cool. Bullet Club is kind of interesting because I love Kenta. I don't want to watch that many Tomoaki Hanma matches in 2024.
That's fair.
All respect to Hanma.
That's fair.
I don't want to gamble on Zayn. Zayn isn't cool enough to gamble on a mystery partner. I think I'm gonna go LIJ. I'm gonna go Shingo and Yoda Sushi. I think that's my team. I'm gonna go with LIJ.
The way that they're kind of set up right now is interesting because
honestly,
what's
looking
Bushi
at it,
doing here?
looking at it's so Shingo and Tsuji, and then it's Naito and Hiromu in the B block. Looking at it, I think no matter what you picked, I was probably gonna pick the LIJ team of the other block. That's probably where I was gonna go, just because of who's in it this year.
I was really thinking about Tsuji and Takagi, but I remembered that Tsuji and Takagi have January 4th opponents. Or Tsuji does, so I'm like, that's...
So they're probably not going to win. Yeah. That's fair. That's the team I wanted
it's
to follow.
It's a good team, so...
So you have Team DK, I have LIJ. We'll see where that goes. On to the TV of the week, starting with AEW Dynamite.
Do you want to do this?
Jolka does have a special segment that he wanted to do. The best headline of the week.
Yes, this has been breaking news. Today, The Rock has publicly announced has publicly admitted to urinating in water bottles. The Rock's this was later confirmed by The Rock's strudel handler. The Rock says he sells the bottles on eBay, where all the proceeds go to the study of urinary tract infection victims.
Oh, interesting. Did not know all that.
Huh.
I guess everything he does is gold. Back to you, Jamin.
So good, everybody. Thank you, Jolka.
Okay, back to the TV. To the TV of the week. Starting off with the learning tree.
Hi, guys.
A perfect transition from piss to Chris Jericho. The conglomeration defeated the learning tree in a fight without honor that was actually pretty good.
This was really good.
The Big Bill, I believe, he put Mark Briscoe through a ladder, right? That was awesome.
I kind of like about this title reign that they're just doing all the Ring of Honor match types.
Mm-hmm. I do like that. Adam Cole beats Malachi Black. Says that if he and Roddy both get to 3 wins, it'll be a triple threat with MJF at Full Gear. MJF calls on Don Callis to have Takeshita face Adam Cole next week. What'd you think of all this?
What did you think of it at the end with Malachi?
It seemed like a send-off, but then he said he's not going anywhere. He's not injured. He's not retiring. He's not leaving AEW.
You saw what they did to Ray and Pentagon. Dude, I wouldn't tell you either.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, he's back next week. Like,
he's not.
He's wrestling next week.
I think it was.
He wrestled on Collision.
I think he's going to start slowing down soon, but I think he's not leaving.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this is more of a kind of officially making House of Black babyface.
An I let you win because we're boys type win.
No, not maybe an I let you win, but it's kind of like a showing respect.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I think. What do you think of Cole and Takeshita as like the next?
I think other than Brody King, it's the best move.
Is it though? Because like you're putting yourself in an interesting scenario where either Adam Cole's not going to get the match or he's going to beat your international champion.
Well, even then, you can still make Takeshita look strong in a loss.
Yes, you can. And I mean, it is Adam Cole. Like, this guy main evented Wembley.
It's Adam Cole, and it's a roll up.
Yeah, or some sort of...
Or Don Callis shenanigans.
Don Callis shenanigans mixed with Undisputed Kingdom shenanigans. Maybe Kyle O'Reilly gets involved. I don't know. Because we've been seeing after all these Adam Cole, Roderick Strong segments and matches, Kyle O'Reilly's been keeping a close eye on him.
The conglomeration steals Adam Cole.
The united conglomeration. They just put the factions together. It's a merging of the factions.
Just duct tape on the shirts.
Yeah. And then the main event I thought was really good. Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher against Ricochet and his mystery partner, which turned out to be Powerhouse Hobbs. What do you think of Hobbs' return?
I like it as a face for once. That's an interesting character move there.
I want to see Takeshita and Hobbs one-on-one.
Oh, I do too. I agree. I've always liked Hobbs.
I think we're probably going to get Takeshita Ricochet or Takeshita Ospreay at Full Gear, but I think Hobbs should be in there.
Hobbs should be like World's End against Takeshita.
World's End,
because that will give you enough room to build it with.
And then just a note I have here, something I've noticed now that Fletcher has shaved his head. His face gets so red when he wrestles.
Yes.
Like, his face is just like so obviously more red than the rest of his body when he's wrestling. And I never noticed that before because I think the hair was distracting enough. But now that he's wrestling bald, it's kind of distracting how red his face is.
Yeah, because it stands out more.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why I had the really bad haircuts.
Yeah.
Because that would stand out more than the one. This...
Oh, it's a little
off-putting.
Yeah, it kind of throws off the vibes a little bit.
Like I get concerned kind of how red he gets, you know?
Mm-hmm. So, but what do you think of the match overall, Takeshita?
Again, it was really good. It was... My top 3 things of the week were very close this week. Mm-hmm. This just missed. It was not in there.
I think it probably will make mine. I'll have to think about it. But yeah. On Collision, the Outrunners earn a spot in the Tag 4-Way at Full Gear. I think this is what we wanted to happen. They'd be top flight.
Of course. They're the youngest guys ever.
Did you see the Julia Hart little vignette?
Yeah, this is really cool.
It was really cool, and it was kind of starts off with her cheerleading, and then she sees the House of Black version of herself in the crowd, and it kind of And
the cheerleader version of herself fucking dies.
Yes. And so that was awesome. But then it just immediately transitions into an Outrunners vignette in a really funny way.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Ooh, we're so strong and muscly. Yes.
Yeah. And then only other thing on Collision I think was worth note was Roderick Strong and Beast Mordos had an awesome match.
That was good. That was good.
So, on to the WWE stuff from this week. On Raw, Io Sky earns the number 1 contendership to the World Women's title.
Hopefully she wins it.
I would say I think Io Sky should win. What do you think, Jolka? The end of Liv Morgan's reign?
No.
Not yet?
Not yet. I think Liv Morgan's got a while to go.
Her
and Rhea are far from done. I think.
Yeah, but Rhea's out now.
But for how long? That's the same injury that the Undertaker
She comes
had.
back with the Rip Hamilton mask.
That's what I was just thinking. Undertaker had that same injury from Viscera.
Yeah, of course it was Viscera.
Come on, cars.
Yeah, and he came back and was wrestling, and Rhea's a tough girl. So I think she'll be back sooner than later.
She'll come out in the exact Undertaker mask.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like this Liv Morgan title reign has served its purpose, and putting the belt back on Io Sky.
Because Liv
versus
Rhea, at this point, it doesn't need a title belt because it has Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, Dominic Mysterio is the title belt.
Custody of Dominic ladder match.
Yeah.
Come on, it makes so much sense.
I've seen Dominic wearing the belt.
Yeah.
That's...
No, the title belt doesn't feel like it needs to be there. So putting the belt on Io Sky, maybe even Rhea costs Liv the title. And it's just kind of Rhea saying, this is about more than the title now. This is about you. This is about tearing your head off of your shoulders. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. So there's the bloodline of it all this week. Should we talk about this now or more with the SmackDown half?
I guess more SmackDown.
Okay, so we'll skip over that. Dude, Dragon Lee and Chad Gable. What a banger. Like, I texted you, and I was like, close enough. Welcome back, Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio, SummerSlam 02, because that's exactly what it felt like. It felt like watching Kurt and Rey wrestle, and it was just perfect. Those guys are so good. And every time Chad Gable has a match like that, I'm like, how did they pick Jason Jordan to be Kurt Angle's fake son and not Chad Gable? It's so obvious.
And Jason Jordan did not last very long.
No, he did not. But yeah, that match was really, really good. And then, what'd you guys think of the 4-way between Priest, Sheamus, Dom, and Rollins? And what'd you think of Priest winning that 4-way to face Gunther?
It was just okay.
That was a really good match. I really liked the 4-way. That was really well put together.
I didn't get to see the 4-way, but I'm not really enthused that Damian Priest won it.
He's kind of my fourth choice, I think.
Right?
Of who I would have won. I think my number one choice was Dom, because I think it would have been funny to see like Dom sneakily win the 4-way somehow and then just get beat by Gunther in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Just get torn apart. Because like Dom's not ready for that yet, but just like he's so over as a heel that like he kind of deserves. Like he's been getting deafening boos for like 18 months straight.
Yeah, could you
That's
imagine the crowd
insane.
for Gunther versus Sheamus?
Or Gunther versus Dom?
Versus Dom.
Yeah.
They would be insanely behind Gunther.
Sheamus would also be my second pick, I think, though, because he has the history with Gunther, and they just, every time they're in the ring, it's magic. And, like, Sheamus is the only person that Gunther has had to cheat to beat every time he's beat him. Like, he's never beat Sheamus clean. He's never been able to do it clean. Or it's been, like, multi-mans, and he just wasn't able to beat Sheamus. So there's, like, a built-in story there. And then between Rollins and Priest, I think I rather would have had Rollins because it's more fresh. We've seen the Priest thing recently. Let's do Gunther Rollins.
Rollins would be good.
Oh, yeah, it would be good. Dude, Gunther just laying in backbreakers on Seth.
Nasty.
Just cerebrally taking apart Rollins' back would be awesome. So, but Priest is cool too. I don't have anything against Priest. Personally, I wasn't a huge fan of his title reign. I think
mediocre.
Yeah, but
it was just okay.
And yeah, but so I think he can do some cool stuff though. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. On to SmackDown. The first thing, gotta talk about the pile driver. So of course I'm a big pile driver guy.
That
and
pile driver was just too graphic.
Too graphic. It was a pretty mid pile driver, honestly.
On your scale, what would it be?
Like a 5.5.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He got his legs under him too much, kind of fell back on it too much instead of falling down.
Jeremy Wyatt hit a better one this year.
Yeah. So WWE announced that Randy Orton suffered a cervical cord neuropraxia. I don't know if I'm saying that right. No time till his return. I'm assuming this is a kayfabe injury.
Probably. Even if it's not too long
I think they want to write Orton out for a little bit to do the Owens-Cody thing and then bring Orton back into the fold more WrestleMania time. And I'm starting to think the move for Mania is Orton versus Owens versus Cody. Like a triple threat at Mania.
I guess.
Yeah?
I prefer a single match of Cody and Randy, but I'll take what I got.
Yeah. Okay, pitch here. What if Orton wins the Rumble, third Rumble win, ties Austin, big deal, right? But then Owens beats him for his spot at Elimination Chamber, and then Orton earns his way back in somehow, which is exactly what Orton did to Rey Mysterio in 06. Rey won the Rumble. Orton beat him for his spot at No Way Out, but then Rey earned his way back into the match to make it a triple threat at WrestleMania 22.
Especially if Rey mentions it's deja vu.
Yeah.
What if it's not a triple threat at all? What if they're setting up for Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship, and Cody Rhodes
loses
will be
it by
freed
then.
For a lot of other activities.
Be back in the fucking Bloodline segments. God damn it. I'm so tired of Cody being involved with the Bloodline, but it's never going to end.
Pull him out.
He might as well be Samoan at this point.
I love you, Solo. I love you, Cody.
He might as well be the Samoan nightmare. God. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen, and it makes me angry. I want to talk about DIY's match with Pretty Deadly. This is ultimately not a super consequential match, but the match lasted like 2 minutes. Ciampa never even tagged in Gargano, and he beat Pretty Deadly by himself. So I have 2 questions. First, are Pretty Deadly jobbers now? What is this?
I get.
Like weren't they always jobbers?
No, they were like big in NXT. Like they were like a real tag, and then they came to SmackDown as real contenders. Like they were.
Oh, I've never taken them seriously.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they're a goofy gimmick, but like they weren't like jobbers. They weren't just like losing in 2 minutes on SmackDown. You know what I mean? But I don't know. So I guess they're jobbers now.
I guess.
And then is every tag team in WWE only there to break up? Is the sole purpose of WWE tag teams just them breaking up?
Yeah.
Because just on this show, we saw a hinting at a Gargano Ciampa breakup angle, and then every week for the past year, we've been seeing hinting at Waller and Theory breaking up. So
Triple H is going to book his tag teams exactly how he does
earlier in the show. We were talking about the New Day, and all they're for is to break up.
That's for a secret tournament that's about to happen where they're all going to switch partners. Okay. That will be our new tag team
Mystery
division.
Vortex.
But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of makes me upset that just like all the WWE tag teams are just there. Like it's only a matter of time before he breaks up MCMG.
Oh, I'll riot if that happens.
We had Uso versus Uso at Mania this year. Miz and R-Truth were just together so they could break up again.
They've even done Dudley versus Dudley.
Yeah. All WWE's tag team division is let's build to these 2 teams breaking up and then ultimately not pay it off in a satisfying way.
Even worse.
Every single time.
Even worse. 9 times out of 10 is a Jannetty.
Yeah, there's usually a Jannetty. Unfortunately. Sometimes it's a Hardy. Sometimes you get a Jeff Hardy and a Matt Hardy. But a lot of the times it's a Shawn Michaels and a Marty Jannetty.
I like Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty.
Well,
yeah, but like
you know what we mean.
Shawn Michaels went on to be one of the greatest of all time, and Marty Jannetty.
Marty Jannetty makes very weird Facebook
Marty
posts.
Jannetty did a lot of drugs and now does weird Facebook posts.
I love watching his Facebook.
It's so weird.
Speaking of tag teams, though, I just have a note here that says the Motor City Machine Guns are so damn cool. Just want to make sure we bring that up every week
That's
if
fair.
we can.
That's fair.
How cool the Motor City Machine Guns are. And then the big announcement of SmackDown, the WWE Women's U.S. title. What you guys think? Finally getting a mid-card belt?
It's not a good-looking title, but
just the U.S. title with a white strap.
I don't like the U.S. title.
I know. It's not great. It's pretty mid, I guess.
White strap's always better, though, so I'll give them that.
Who are your picks to be the first? I've seen Mia Yim thrown around. Chelsea Green is my pick. I want Chelsea Green so bad.
It's like Kyrie.
Well, I'm kind of thinking that maybe Adam Pearce is going to answer with the Women's Intercontinental title on Raw this week.
Dominic Mysterio.
So I think Kyrie for the Women's IC maybe, especially because Intercontinental, she's an international talent. Then
I'd say Raquel Rodriguez.
Raquel Rodriguez would be a good pick. I don't know. Women's U.S. champions. I think Chelsea Green's my favorite.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
And then we set up War Games, finally. It's going to be Sami Zayn, the Usos, and Roman versus Solo, the Guerrillas of Destiny, and Jacob Fatu. I really hope they don't try to shoehorn 2 more people into this to make it 5-on-5.
But they're going to because they have them signed already. That's the issue. On one team at least, they have them signed already.
They have the 5th one. Oh,
Lance
yeah.
Noah's already signed.
Lance Noah's already signed.
already
signed, yeah.
That is a terrible looking belt. I just looked it up.
The U.S. Women's title?
Yeah, that is not.
Yeah. I don't know.
It looks like the men's cruiserweight United States Championship.
Something like that, yeah. This week for like the post Crown Jewel bloodline stuff has been really weird this week because like Sammy's so obviously. Are you falling asleep?
Yeah, I am.
Shade is falling asleep.
No, I'm hearing everything, so we're good.
You almost dogged your forehead on the microphone.
Yes, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Don't you worry.
Because Sammy so obviously like hit Roman on accident this at Crown Jewel, and like one of the Usos, I think maybe even Jay, even said he watched it or maybe it was Jimmy. He said he watched it and he was like, "You didn't hit him on max." I'm like, it was so obvious.
Yeah, but
This whole week of storytelling,
they're gonna claim it's Sammy until he shows up.
Yeah, because they wanted Sammy to because they didn't want to be able to trust Sammy, but if it was supposed to look like it was on purpose, they messed up the spot because it didn't look up like it was on purpose at all.
Like Nick Patrick did.
And then on Raw and SmackDown, they were talking about how he did it on purpose. I was like, no, he absolutely did not. This was 100% on accident. He's definitely going to join your team, and it was just too obvious.
Right.
So I thought it was a really dumb week of.
It's really the
Bloodline
same
stuff.
thing as Bloodline when it first started. Like, can we trust him to be with us?
Mm-hmm. They just wanted to replay that story beat, but it didn't need replayed. He could have just joined
They
it.
just want to redo the entire
You
thing.
know what you could have done? You just could have not had a Raw segment for the Bloodline thing. It could have stayed on SmackDown and just had Sammy join up with them. You could have just skipped all this, but I don't know. That's it for the TV this week. Now, tape up the light tubes, take the door off its hinges. It's time for Shane's GCW Corner.
I've been awake the whole time, I promise, but yours have been awake at least. So this is a big one because you don't have a lot. You don't have anything to predict sorts. You don't have anything to go over.
Mm-hmm.
But we do actually have one prediction that's more of a blind prediction for both of you.
Yep.
So we're gonna start with that. This is for the NGI 9. So
GCW's big tournament that they do every year.
First of all, there's a non-tournament match. You're gonna know one of them. I'd be shocked if you knew either of them.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to guess each time?
Yeah.
Yes, I like this game.
Miyu Yamashita against Broski Jimmy in a hardcore match.
So I know who both of those people are. And from my understanding, I think Miyu Yamashita probably will win that. That would be my guess.
I will go opposite of him.
Broski Jimmy.
Yes.
Broski Jimmy, okay.
Sounds like a redneck. Broski Jimmy.
It's Matt Cardona's sidekick. Zack Ryder's sidekick.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's more of Zack Ryder's little bitch.
Yeah.
All right. Let's give the little bitch a chance.
And then we're going to do the tournament entries. We're gonna go because they haven't announced the matchups yet. They will do that like day of.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really gonna be able to. But so I'll give you each a little resume.
All right.
And
Who won the match?
This is not until like this.
We'll find out next
Oh,
week.
okay.
We'll
That was
find out
an
next week.
that was an example.
I'll report back next week. So
He's about to read us all the tournament participants. We have to guess who's gonna win, and then we'll come back to it next week.
Oh, the match didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
and then for like the St. Louis ones, you do that too.
Yeah, if we want to, yeah.
So we'll start with Rina Yamashita. She is a former GCW Ultraviolet champion for 791 days, and she won Tournament of Survival 8.
Okay.
Following her is John Wayne Murdoch, who won the NGI 7 and Tournament of Survival 9. The same year, same number for both of them. So the 24 would be 9 and for both. Drew Parker, former Big Japan Deathmatch champion, GCW Ultraviolet champion, and Freedom's World champion, and Tournament of Survival 7 winner. Sawyer Rex, she is a deathmatch wrestler in GCW. This is her final appearance in wrestling.
Oh wow.
Dr. Redacted is fucking crazy. Brandon Kirk is a former American Deathmatch World Champion, the current DCW Ultraviolet Champion, and minus 2020 of COVID, has wrestled for GCW every year since 2013. Takayuki Ueki is a Tournament of Survival 3 participant, a former AJPW 6-man tag team champion with Yoshitatsu of all people, and is at least known to bring a gun one time.
Jolka, do you remember Yoshitatsu?
I do.
Okay.
So one of his tag team partners in 2022. Valento Jack, 4-time Freedom's World Champion, semifinalist of the NGI 8, and semifinalist of the Mishi Pro Great Sasuke Masked Man Tag Wrestling League. Tommy Vendetta, who the participant in SPO's Battle of the Tough Guys.
What was that guy's name again?
Tommy Vendetta.
Tommy Vendetta?
Vendetta.
Okay, never heard of him.
And Tank. His name is Tank.
There's a guy just named Tank?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
those are the competitors?
Those are your competitors.
I knew 6 of them.
That I really would know less. I'm impressed.
Not like familiarly, but like
know of.
I have at least can remember reading or hearing the name of 6 of those people.
Most of them apply for me.
Yeah.
All right, so with these in mind, who's your blind pick?
Tank.
Tank?
I'm going Tank all
Okay,
the way.
and you?
Yeah, Tank.
I heard at least one say Dr. Redacted.
Dr. Redacted.
Because that's also a really good
It's a name I've heard too. What was it? Who's the person who's retiring?
Cyrac.
Is there a chance that they retire as the NGI winner?
I can see that. I could see
Could be a
that.
storyline. Could be a cool storyline. So what else do we have in the GCW corner this week? Because I know there's more.
We have a Louisville show. One thing about there is that no offense to this guy, he is a wrestler. He wrestled with WCW, but holy shit, he's fucking awful. The American Giant, if you look him up, he cannot move. He can barely bend his knees, but he's a wrestler.
Okay.
He's really bad. And then our big thing is we're going there.
Yeah, Shane and I will be going to GCW's St. Louis show this weekend.
It was on Friday, and this is the full announced card for Gateway to the Death 2, which it should be called Gateway to the Death, but
But like the number 2 should have been what they called it. I don't know.
this is ranked in no order, so we're going to start with the GCW Tag Team title match of Violence is Forever against the Garbage Daddies, which is Drew Parker and Rina Yamashita and Takayuki Oweki and Valento Jack.
I'm sort of excited for this one. I know a lot of those names, not super familiar with really any of them except for Violence is Forever. So I think that'll be cool. I'm excited for that. I imagine we'll probably see Violence is Forever retain.
Probably. And then we got the world title match, Mance Warner against Ciclope
Okay, yeah, don't really know much about Ciclope. Know a little bit about Mance Warner
from his MLW
from his
days.
MLW days. Yep, absolutely. Because he was in an MLW during COVID when like all I could do was stay inside and watch wrestling.
Yeah.
So I watched a bunch of MLW. So yeah, definitely excited to see that. I mean, it's the world title match. That's probably our main event. So we'll see how that goes.
Mike Bailey against Miyu Yamashita.
This is the match I'm most excited for.
See, knowing your taste of the guy, that makes
Mike
sense.
Bailey rules, and Miyu Yamashita is a person I've heard of. So that's cool.
But this is another match I'd like to be excited for.
Maybe I've seen a Yamashita match or two. I don't remember.
Alley Catch versus Dan the Dad.
I love Dan the Dad. I'll be rocking a Dan the Dad shirt the whole way. Big fan of Dan the Dad. Met him in Kansas City. Really cool dude. So
really a car divided with my roommate Fable going as an Alley fan. So the JCW world title match between Marshall Sandwich and Gary J.
So, like 2 weeks ago, would not have been super excited for this necessarily.
Right.
But Masha Slamovich is awesome. I already knew that. Well aware of that. I've seen her Bloodsport stuff, seen a little bit of TNA stuff. And then I saw Gary J get skewers put in his head in a bar in Kansas City. So
in a country bar.
Country bar and over the park. So
in a goddamn strip mall.
I'm very excited to see this now because they're going to do some crazy shit.
Finally, Broski Jimmy against Sidney Akim, formerly known as Scripps.
Yeah.
Or Reggie.
There's going to be a lot of unnecessary flips, which I'm a fan of. I love unnecessary flips.
It'll be... Again, I don't like Big Christian for some reason. It doesn't click with me. But like Sidney Akim, that rules. That rules.
Yeah, so I think...
We hear the Kendo Appreciation Society.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm excited. I'm pretty excited. I never really liked scripts, but I like unnecessary flips, and the Broski Jimmy storyline probably will have some sort of fun advancement. So,
also, Sidney Akim's finisher is really crazy. The triple front flip cutter.
Yep.
Other people being announced there: Effie, One Called Manders, Sam Stackhouse, and Fuego del Sol are all going to be there.
And you think that's probably going to be a
Probably going to be a tag team match.
Now, I'm going to ask you bold prediction for this show. Because as you've made me very aware, the last time they were in St. Louis, Jinder Mahal debuted. So, what's your bold prediction for this show? It doesn't have to be a big debut. It could be like a title change or something. I don't know, whatever.
It'd be really freaking funny if Baron Corbin showed up.
That was going to be my bold prediction. That was actually going to be mine. Baron Corbin's going to show up. Because there were those 3 people who left WWE, but Tegan and Indie were releases. Baron was just a contract. That just
Oh
wasn't
my
renewed.
God, he might actually.
He can show up anywhere, anytime now because he doesn't have the 90-day thing. He's just
Dude.
not a renewed contract. So Baron Corbin, my bold prediction is Baron Corbin is going to show up in GCW.
My friend
Enzo Amore.
Ugh.
I think that'd be kind of funny though. Actually,
It would be. You could boo out of it. It'd be so funny. My friend's a huge Baron Corbin fan, and believe me, they exist.
I'm not a Baron Corbin fan. I don't like Baron Corbin. I just think I just think it might happen.
My friend would mark out for Baron Corbin.
That's crazy.
You don't like Baron Corbin?
Just not a huge fan. Just never really clicked with me. I guess.
I'd like him more in Kansas City than in St. Louis.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him the way that I hate some wrestlers like Gabe Kidd or Logan Paul, but
Wow.
or like Jinder Mahal. I really have hated Jinder Mahal, but I just never really got it. Corbin just never really clicked for me. So, anything else from the GCW corner? That Dream On match that you sent me the graphic for.
Oh yeah,
has to be
gotta
mentioned.
talk about that. Ricky Morton is going to wrestle in 2024 in next week. He's wrestling Little Guido
From ECW.
Nunzio in 2024.
So to be clear, Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express,
Yes.
Nunzio of the Full Blooded Italians,
Yep.
wrestling in Washington D.C.
In a mall.
in a mall in Washington, or no, in a mall in New York.
East Rutherford, New Jersey.
No, in New Jersey.
It's kind of fitting because Ricky Morton probably walks the mall in a jog suit with the rest of the old people in his town.
And as a full-blooded Italian, Nunzio's probably spent a lot of time in New Jersey. So,
Oh, Nunzio.
yeah, crazy that match. And I wish, God, that coward didn't book it on.
That
St.
coward's
Louis.
not booking Little Guido for St. Louis. That bitch.
And then Bloodsport announcements too.
Oh, Bloodsport, yeah. So we got some sort of Bloodsport. Kevin Koo against Dominic Garini in an intra tag team spectacular.
Those are the members of Violence is Forever, the tag team we were talking about earlier, the champions of GCW.
We're gonna get him to watch at least one show.
Eventually,
It costs like $8 on a month.
We should do a show where we review it live.
Could do a
Tickets are on sale if you have a car.
What else was announced for Bloodsport?
There was I think we talked about MVP Barnett yet. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Probably did.
But yeah, MVP and Barnett. That was set up at the last Bloodsport.
Right, yeah. Charlie Dempsey will be there. He'll take on Akira Montesano, which is fiance. And then
Charlie Dempsey, son of William Regal.
And he's on a great career outside of it too against Nakajima. So some of that continuation there. And the last match is it's blanking, but it's who was it?
Alexander and Bailey.
Oh yeah, Josh Alexander and Mike Bailey in what could be a really good TNA match.
Yeah.
It's an even
It's
better
so funny
Bloodsport
to me
match.
is that Josh Barnett booked for his show the best possible TNA match.
I'll take it because it's not
That's really
TNA.
funny. Yeah.
This is Josh.
Watch it.
Yeah, Josh Alexander's been really good at Bloodsport for submissions, and Mike Bailey for his strikes. So it's a styles clash of sorts.
Yeah. Bloodsport, for those who don't know, is Josh Barnett's show that he runs where he tries to take it as close to like real MMA as possible.
No rule,
While
no
being-
ropes.
No ropes. It's
No
all
pinfall, no
grappling stuff.
pinfalls.
Yeah, no, it's all knockout or tap out, right? Yeah, so yeah, it's a really fun show to watch whenever it happens. Probably my favorite GCW. I mean, outside, it's the only show that like I've paid
Outside,
to watch outside of the collective,
yeah.
and I've watched it within the collective as well. So, which the collective is GCW runs a bunch of shows in the city that WrestleMania is in that weekend. So, yeah.
You know, they probably gonna run something in Dallas too while we're down there.
Yeah, they might. Anything else from the GCW corner?
I have for this week. Next week we'll be covering St.
The
Louis.
show we went to, yeah. So
St.
that'll be
Louis and then NGI.
Yep. On to our favorite things of the week. This, of course, is the segment where I give out the gold, silver, and bronze hot dog. Shane gives out the gold, silver, and bronze handshake, and we have Jolka do a 3 count of his three favorite things. Starting as always with the bronze handshake. What's it going to this week, Shane?
We got, specifically, we have Little Guido
Little Guido for his appearance on NXT,
for
with Tony
NXT
D'Angelo.
and being us for Ricky Morton too.
Yeah. Great big week for Little Guido. What's number 3 for you?
The Rock urinating into bottles. That's bronze for the bronze.
That is a very funny headline.
For my bronze hot dog, I'm going with Ricochet and Powerhouse Hobbs versus Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita. What's the silver for you?
I went with the Conglomeration versus Loyalty match
All right.
because
Just missed mine.
even as Jolka would love to think that I hate Chris Jericho so much, when he's in a good area, he's given the tools to succeed. He succeeds usually.
Yeah. It was a 6-man hardcore kind of match is a good way to hide him too.
Limitations
hide his
are
limitations, yeah.
hidden there.
I mean that's what you have to do with guys like this. You just have to hide the limitations and show off what still works. I mean that's what they did with Sting the whole time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, what's number 2 for you?
I'm gonna go with the Pile Driver because I think that's a storyline.
Mm-hmm. That's a good storyline. Yeah, it is crazy to see it in WWE. The last time we saw a Pile Driver in WWE was February of 2013 when CM Punk Pile Driver.
That was the last one.
That was the last one. A regular Pile Driver.
We've
not
seen
counting,
a
like,
burning
Tombstones,
hammer
Scotch
since
Styles.
then.
Yeah, we've seen
crazy.
We've seen the top rope brainbuster.
Yeah,
since then.
yeah,
You know
that
what I
too.
mean? Like, yeah, it's crazy stuff. So, my silver is going to be Priest versus Dominic versus Sheamus versus Rollins, the 4-way from Raw. Really like that match. What's the gold handshake?
The Gold Handshake is going to be the NXT 10-woman match.
Okay.
It was Julia, Stephanie McCare, Zarya, and Jordan Grace and somebody else versus like the heels.
Yeah, Roxanne, Cora Jade. Yeah, so those kind of all their best women just thrown to a 10.
It was a really good match.
Yep. What's number 1 for you?
Yeah, you grabbed the one I wanted to, the Fatal 4-Way.
Fatal 4-way number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1. My number 1 is going to be Dragon Lee and Chad Gable. Just an awesome match between two great athletes. So really enjoyed that. Now on to the lightning round. This is, of course, where I'm going to tell you guys what matches we're getting this week. Shane will give me his excitement level on a scale 1 to 10. And for the WWE matches, I'll have Jolka do that as well. Starting on Raw, just one match announced. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defending the titles against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
See, I don't like when it's one match announced and it's on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
It worries me how many matches are going to be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I'm going to give it a 5.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a 9. A 9.
I probably land in the middle, you guys. I probably land like a 7. 7.5 maybe. Maybe leaning a little more to. I'm excited for that match. It'll be something interesting at least. We have a lot announced for Dynamite though, starting with Penelope Ford versus Britt Baker.
A 5.
Okay. Roderick Strong versus Lance Archer in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
An 8?
That might be a 10 for me. That's gonna
See,
be awesome.
it's close.
Lance Archer and Brian Cage, by the way. Just want to shout out. I love their new looks. I love full beard Brian Cage, and I love black hair Lance Archer.
Like bootleg Damian Priest from 5 years ago.
Bootleg Drew McIntyre is a joke I've seen a lot.
Oh yeah, I meant that.
And then an interesting one here: Adam Page and Christian Cage versus Jay White and Juice Robinson.
It's a really weird team on that one team.
I love
with
Page and Cage.
Page in the Cage. I'm gonna give it. That's a 10.
It's a 10?
Easily.
Yeah, that's a 10. FTR versus the Kings of the Black Throne. Winner gets a spot in that 4-way at Full Gear.
10.
Yep. Swerve Strickland versus Leo Rush. Do you think Leo's going to join the Hurt Syndicate? He's got history with Bobby.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 7.
7?
Mostly for that.
And then what I'm assuming is going to be the main event, Adam Cole versus Konosuke Takeshita.
It's a 9.
9. I'm
Leo's
assuming
going to
Roderick.
win.
I think they should start with Roderick and Lance Archer and have Roddy win.
Yeah.
And then really play into like, oh man, is Cole going to get his
if Roddy wins, having to start the show is going to be, we'll get into his head. Oh, it's going to be in his head. Oh my God, what's going to happen?
On SmackDown, we have 2 title matches. Nia Jax defending against Naomi.
4.
Yeah, that's
Probably
2.
a 3 for me, yeah. And the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Street Profits. It's like a 9.
That's a 9. Yeah, I'll agree with you.
I'll go with a 8 just because the Motor City Machine Guns are in it.
Yeah. On Collision, we have Daniel Garcia versus Johnny TV, formerly known as John Morrison.
It's just interesting there.
It is a fun pairing.
It is definitely not a pair you see every day. I'll give it a 9.
And then we have the Acclaimed versus LFI's Roosh and the Beast Mortos for a spot in that tag forward.
I hate saying it, but like a 2. I also a 0. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then Mariah May defending the women's title against Anna Jay in a no DQ match. If Anna loses, she can't challenge Mariah May again.
Wow, this is a different time then. That kind of situation on it.
What is the title entertainer of the week?
I'm gonna say it's going to be the Dynamite singles match.
Which one? The Cole Takeshita?
Yeah.
For me, I think I'm gonna go Page and Cage versus White and Robinson. That's probably my 10 of the week. My most excited match. You got one? I mean, not a lot from WWE this week. What match is most exciting?
I would actually want to see Page and Cage.
Page and Cage?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Match recommendation of the week. I mentioned it earlier. The last time a pile driver happened in WWE was on Raw. CM Punk versus John Cena in a great, but one of the best Raw matches ever. So I think that's our match recommendation of the week. Go back. That's February 25th, 2013. Go back on Peacock. Check that one out. If you want to listen to more of us, our review of Unforgiven 2000 just came out this weekend. That was a fun one to do. And then we reviewed Starrcade 97. That'll come out later this week. Those are our classic reviews. We have other classic reviews from all over the place. We've done WWE, WCW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, AAA. We did All In. We've done TNA, just all over the place. And more companies to come, so definitely check that out. Thank you, Jolka, for coming on this week. Thanks again to the people here at Sound Peak for having us. And remember to enjoy wrestling.